It's my real pleasure to have Susan Tchudi, one of the folks that host Ecotopia here on Tuesday evenings with her husband, Stephen. And we're going to be here promoting puppets, giant puppets for the Endangered Species Faire Butte Environmental Council. Welcome to KZFR, Susan.
Thank you very much, Bill.
Puppets. What do we need to know about puppets? Because I know I was telling you how excited Natalie is to get more puppets. Let's get everyone excited about puppets.
Well, it's a great fair. The Endangered Species Fair is a great fair. It takes place the first weekend in May. It's May 6th this year from 11 to 4. And a big part of that is the procession of the species. And we have about 300 kids, maybe more than that, making puppets for the Endangered Species Fair. And since they're little kids, they make puppets that are manageable for little kids, usually puppets on sticks, paper mache. We've had more ambitious kids make bigger puppets that they can carry on a platform, but I really want to have enormous puppets. I would like people in the community who are artistic, who are creative, who like to do fun team building projects, or, just a group of friends making them, sororities, fraternities, clubs from the college, businesses and organizations. I'd like a solar company to make an enormous sun puppet. And my inspiration, I'll tell you my little backstory on this. My sons went to Evergreen State in Olympia, Washington, and Olympia has an enormous endangered species fair. And if anybody wants to be inspired by gorgeous puppets, you can go to the Endangered Species Fair the Procession of the Species in Olympia, Washington. They're gorgeous puppets. Giant spiders that are operated by 9 people. But really, you can make a giant 2 or 3 person puppet that's manageable. Paper mache, recycled products, cardboard, fabric, lots of different ways of engineering a puppet. But we want endangered puppets the size of a Volkswagen.
That's a good visual. That's kind of like short and stubby, but I know there's one that one of my favorites is like 8 feet tall.
One of the ways of making a puppet is using PVC pipe, creating a puppet head that you then connect at the top of the PVC pipe, sorry, and either use a backpack or a waist band that you can put the bottom of the PVC pipe and carry it about 7 or 8 feet over your head. You can create wings with 2 more pipes. There are puppets that have people in the legs, and I think I might have some middle school kids who are going to create a cheetah in which 4 of the kids will be the 4 legs of the cheetah, and a 5th kid will do the head. I tell the kids that this is a project. It's an art project, a science project, and an engineering project, because you have to engineer the puppet so that it's manageable, so that you can carry it, so that all of its parts work, so that nothing falls off. And it's an artistic project because you're creating with recycled materials, with things that you can find at the restore, and you're creating an art piece from it. And it's a science project because what we're trying to do is, number 1, call people's attention to endangered species, and number 2, to create beautiful versions of endangered species, both to celebrate the species, but often also to recognize that they're endangered, they're at risk. And the closer we get to rising temperatures and the more population we have, the greater danger that many, hundreds of animals. And we like big insects and big birds and big fish. So people can create any sort of a puppet that represents an endangered animal that they're really connected to.
Now, is this website you mentioned up in Olympia, the Processional of Endangered Species? Maybe that wasn't the term you used. Do they actually have some instructions on how to make the puppets and stuff like that?
They don't have instructions so much as they have beautiful whole gallery of pictures that are inspiring. There are some websites that talk about how to make giant puppets, and so you can go there. I'm hoping to be working with some students at Chico State who will be making a giant elephant. And so I'm going to have them start out with engineering the puppet. How can you create something that's light enough weight for you to carry, but that is substantial enough that it doesn't fly in the wind? Grub Education used to have a puppet that was a bird, and it's just a body on one stick and then the wings out on 2 more sticks. And It's a simple giant puppet. So you'll find descriptions for that on the website. You can also find on the Beck website, Butte Environmental Council, if you go to Endangered Species Fair, and then the procession of the species, there's a puppet making handbook. So anyone is invited to join this. There are no entry fees. The only thing we ask you to do is to register. If you're going to make a puppet, to register, there's a registration form online so that we can put you in the lineup. The parade has about 15 to 20 classrooms and then some other individuals that participate. So we just want to make sure everybody's in the lineup and we have everyone, we're accounting for everyone who's going to participate.
So when is the Endangered Species Fair? That's at 1 Mile? What day?
1 Mile. It's May 6th from 11 to 4. The procession of the species will be at 11:30. Sort of kicks off the festival, and we would like anyone who wants to join, and you have to start now, or you have to start within the next couple of weeks, because it takes 10, 12 hours maybe to make a puppet, and I don't want to discourage anybody from starting, but you just want to make sure you have all the parts working and that you're able to paint it, that there are some parts that might be paper mache that you have to create and then wait to dry, so it involves a bit of time, but it's all really fun and all really creative, all really enjoyable.
So if you make the puppet, do you have to stage the puppet? So if you expect to make a puppet, you need to be at the fair with the puppet?
You don't have to come to the fair to make a puppet. I don't...
Okay.
Yeah, anybody can make puppets.
Boom. Anybody can make puppets.
Anybody can make puppets.
We should make a bumper sticker for that.
Yeah,
Susan.
right.
Thanks a lot for being on.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate
you,
it.
Bill.
All
yeah.
right.